Really quick, if you want to watch the footage of this without my voice over it, the link for that will be in the description. But I'll just use my voiceover for this since I generally want to go away from unedited content, so this is kind of my way of doing that. But immediately in the beginning, I start recording because if you haven't read the title, this is the April Fool's event for Minus Elevation, and I'm on the statues boss fight, and we go into the second lap, which was a new feature, and I thought it was an April Fool's exclusive. If you look at the Discord, it says that it isn't, or at least people are voting for it to not be. But yeah, so that's why I started recording. And this was recorded about 3 minutes after the update. So you'll see in the elevator, I'll get the Sanctuary upgrade. That's how you encounter Eyemaster Prime. However, this has been patched, so now you can no longer get it on floor 2, which was pretty lucky. I believe it has to be floor 12, but it is still kind of easy to get to the Sanctuary. It is very luck-based, but once you get to floor 12, if you have a lot of upgrades maxed out, then it decreases the chances of upgrades that aren't the Sanctuary coming up, so you'll be more likely to get the Sanctuary even more. So once you go into the Sanctuary, there'll be this long hallway and 2 boards, which will say that the facility is locked down in this part, and you'll need to manually override the lock, because Eyemaster Prime is supposed to be really dangerous in the lore, but in the game is kind of easy if you know how to deal with him. So once you enter the main arena, you'll all be teleported in, and you'll be facing Amalgamator. I think that's how you say his name anyway. And he's pretty easy to defeat. His attacks include a giant red beam that will go down and injure the player. Also these black orb trails that will chase around the player and try to injure them that way. But apart from that, to defeat him, you just like stomp on these red eyes around the arena that he'll place, and he's pretty easy to defeat. So I'll just show you that footage here. So once you defeat Amalgamator, it'll blow up into a red orb, or whatever it is, and it'll come down and then turn into Eyemaster Prime. I gotta say, Eyemaster Prime is pretty beefy, so yeah, but he's really easy to defeat, so you don't need to worry about that. Once he spawns in, Eyemaster Prime will kind of just stand there for a little bit, but once he's ready to attack, you'll get the thrower back in your inventory, which you'll be able to parry Eyemaster Prime with, which is what will deal damage to him. Eyemaster Prime's attacks are pretty easy to parry. One will just try to pick the player up, which you can easily parry after he says his stuff, then you could just parry him. And that's pretty much the same for the other attacks, which are just a shockwave, and also a shockwave, but like sideways. I don't really know what he does, but it's a shockwave sideways, so that's that attack. And he'll generally only target one player, the closest player to him, so that player better know how to parry, or else they'll get injured a bit. Eyemaster Prime will also inflict the Doom debuff onto the player. No one really knows what it does yet, but I'm pretty sure if you use an alchemy set on it, then you'll get a crystal or a shard. And I'm not sure if it's permanent, but once you use it, it'll deal 50 damage to the player, making them injured for 50, obviously. So it's pretty useless, but it's a cool item. Apart from that, we didn't really know how easy Eyemaster Prime was to deal with, so we're kind of just all running around. But if you want to do him solo, it's very possible. Again, Eyemaster Prime is really easy to defeat, so I'd recommend just taking your camera out and shooting photos of him while you can, because I'm pretty sure he'll only stay around for the April Fool's update, so you don't have a lot of time to get info on him. Apart from that, there's nothing really more to say about Eyemaster Prime right now, so I'll just let the footage run until we beat him. Oh yeah, when you defeat him is a really good time to take photos. Not because he's standing still, because you can get photos like this. Oh yeah. Nah, just kidding. Yeah, so that's the whole fight. He'll go up into the air, he'll explode. And then once you defeat him, a path will open up to the elevator. There'll be this weird gramophone. Don't know what that's about, but you will get a grand gift, which actually gives you 3 different items, and one of them can be, how do I say this, an actual item, not just a consumable, which I believe I get here. I get 2 traveler packs. So if you ever get the Sanctuary, it isn't just good for getting info on Eyemaster Prime, but it can also be good for just getting very good items for very little effort. So, yeah, very good update. This is definitely the best April Fool's update I've played on Roblox ever. I have a bunch more footage of a bunch of other April Fool updates for this game, like new entities, stuff like that. But let's see if this video can do well. Maybe I'll make videos on that. And yeah, see ya.